Hello everyone, my name is Riddha Sachdeva and I am a counseling psychologist at Bhatia Neuropsychiatric Hospital and the Hermitage. And today on our channel we have Colonel Pradeep Singh, the man who's been maintaining recovery from past 8 years. And behind him, with him, a force to be reckoned with, his bold and beautiful wife, Mrs. Pradeep Singh, aka Mrs. Baljit Kaur. I welcome you both on our channel and it's really great to have you both here. So, before starting anything, I wanted to ask that before coming in sobriety, what was your life, sir?
It was a mixed life. I used to go into binge drinking shortly before I got into this thing, and I tried to stop it on my own. Number of times I used to be sober for a month or so, but then again I used to start again with the same binge drinking. So there was a time when I started drinking during daytime and carrying it to my office also.
So, you were drinking in the day, you were carrying alcohol in the office. Do you think you were not yourself?
The things were, now I can realize they were beyond my control. I never used to think of the consequences. Something inside me used to tell me what I require is a drink. All other things, they don't matter.
Not even your family?
Yeah, nothing came before my
Alcohol.
alcohol.
What was the impact of this on you, ma'am? Like you have children, I suppose you have two children, right?
That's right.
So
We
what
have a
was
son and a daughter.
yeah.
So the impact on the son was not that much because he moved away from the country just when he left his army career, shortly after that.
Okay.
So the impact on the daughter was a little more since she saw him in various stages of drunkenness and sometimes the unpleasantness in the house, the environment, that was really polluted because things were not working out, somehow financially, emotionally. So it did matter the most to the daughter. It was not a very pleasant experience, especially when daughters, they look up to their fathers as their heroes. So seeing the father in that condition most of the time definitely left an impact on her brain.
And what about you? Like as a wife, you must have had some expectations, and I'm sure you never thought about that your life would take such a turn. But what did it make you feel?
I always used to feel guilty of myself also at times, that maybe something is wrong with me that has led him to all this, to this alcoholism, or why is he taking the support of alcohol when I am there with him. And he always used to tell me that you are my strength. So if I am his strength, then he does not need an alcohol to lift him up. So at times, yes, I used to feel that way. And then at times I also used to feel that something is wrong with my house. The moment I enter my own house, the three of us or the four of us, if we would enter our own house, things would suddenly, change. When he is outside the premises, when he is in the car with us, things would be different. When we were just in company of each other. But the moment, I do not know, I was not able to place a finger on it actually, what is happening around us. So whenever he is doing something and he would drink on the sly. So that one particular thing irked me a lot because drinking on the sly and then covering up for it that I never did it. And I would ask him, why did you do it? He would just say, just like that. So there was no reason for it. So I was never satisfied, and obviously the it was unpleasant in the house. I used to get irritated, really irritated at times. What are we heading for? There is no emotional security for me as a wife, no physical security, no financial security. So what are we going on for this in this relationship? What are we doing together? So it's no use staying together.
Despite having such issues, you both, decided, I would say, chose to be with each other, right? But during this period of addiction, when did you realize that you have actually become addicted? Because supposedly in our society, whatever we think is that alcohol is just something that we consume for enjoyment. It's very normalized in our Punjabi culture, especially. So, when was the point when you actually knew that there was trouble in the house? When do you think it happened?
Uh, Actually, till the time I came into Hermitage, I never accepted that I am an addict. I used to feel that I am over drinking, maybe. That also maybe. And I can control my drinks for a month or month and a half. And then again I drink or over drink, it's okay.
It's okay.
And she is feeling bad about it, so I drink on the sly.
But you're saying that before coming to Hermitage, you never admitted that you were addicted. Can I know how much span of time are we talking about here? Was it 1 year, 2, 3, 4? How many years are we talking here, Colonel Pradeep?
In Hermitage?
No, before that time. The addiction period time.
It was for about 10 years.
10 years. 10 long years. And
maybe more than that.
Maybe more than that. And his not acceptance of this, ma'am, not accepting that, he's become addicted, he's consuming alcohol day and night, he's lying to you. What were your feelings regarding it? Did you ever feel that you need to take professional help?
Yeah, we did. I did, at least. Not in the very beginning, because I did not know what I was heading for. I never knew that we require medical help, to be very frank. I was just under this impression that something is wrong somewhere. He's drinking too much. And why is there a need to drink so much when you have all the blessings of the Almighty? You are blessed with such good children and you have a good running household. So what is the need for it? But yes, a time came in around 2005. No, I think before that. 2006, yes. That was the time when our son had come from abroad. He had to undergo a surgery. He underwent his surgery, but at the same time, he was the one who initiated this into us, because he used to sleep with him. Both of them were sleeping together, the father and the son. And he used to observe his father that something is wrong somewhere and we require medical help. So in fact we did go to a local hospital there in Ludhiana, and we did take medical help at that time, but it was not fruitful, because we were not into the whole picture in itself, because we never addressed it as a disease at that time. We just thought it's a habit, or it can be just cured by taking medication, and that was just one part of it. And then we left it. It was not very successful, because he would try experimenting with alcohol again with the medication on. So he felt nothing is happening to me, so I can get away with it. So again, then we came back in 2007. Our cousin only referred us to Dr. Bhatia, because he was also taking treatment from here. So that was the time when Hermitage was not there.
Okay.
So we used to come, every Friday morning there was a meeting or a counseling session, but it was a meeting basically. And I was also in the job, he was also in the job. So it was difficult for us to take leave every Friday. So we would, make sure that at least a fortnight would go by, and then we could avail of this meeting. And then we requested sir that if we can take the medicine for a month's time. And yes, we did started taking medication from here at that time. But we took that medication, and somehow at that point of time also we never accepted it as a disease, or that we require a continuous treatment for it. And all of a sudden, with I think it was just 8 months of medication, that he started saying that I'm perfectly alright, I don't require any medication, because somebody else put that thing across to him, and he gave importance to that person's opinion rather than us or consulting the doctor before leaving the medication. And he says, no, I am confident, I know I can leave it now, I have taken enough of medication, now I can go in for another job. And that was in 2007 that he left the medication, picked up a job, and within a month's time that job was over. Not even a month's time, before that only. So like this, the period went on till 2015. Then we again started taking medication, because I thought at that time that Amritsar is very far off. It's very difficult for me to drive, come here, take medication, go back home, and it was on my nerves all the time that the distance is too much. If suddenly we require help, it is not available. So it should be better if it is available locally, and that was my son's opinion also. He also felt it's fine if there's a good psychiatrist around in Ludhiana. So we started taking medication, but it did not work, because it was always experimenting with the medication. He would not take it, he would take it, and whenever he would not take it, he would go take a drink, come back, and then I also stopped. I gave up. I said, no use. You are taking medication, at the same time you are trying different things. So let's give up the medication. What's the use of doing it when you're not serious about leaving it? So it continued till 2015 like this. But 2015 was the last straw. Then it had started in a big way and in a bad way, I would say, that it hit him physically. So he was really in a bad shape. Things were not going so well. And then he says, I don't want to die. Because earlier also I always used to tell him, people drink for enjoyment, not for killing themselves. So you're killing yourself. There's a difference between both, the drink part. So he said, no, I want to be saved, I'll die like this. So that was the time when we took a call and we came to Dr. Bhatia.
And he was admitted to the Hermitage at that point of time.
We came for detox. That was on 9th April.
So, ma'am is here telling that there were these times when you used to take medication, you used to stop in between, then you were again taking the medicine. What was happening there, Colonel Pradeep? Was it like the same issue that many of the people of Punjab or India are suffering with, that they think their willpower can help them, ease their symptoms or help them with their addiction? What was actually going on in your mind?
In my mind, I never wanted to leave the drinks.
Okay.
Medicines I was taking not to stop the drinks, just for their sake, for my wife and my son's sake, I was taking medicines. And I found out there was one particular medicine which produces a reaction with alcohol. So I found ways and means to hide that. I used to give 1/4 of that. So I used to hide it in my mouth and then throw it after that. And a couple of times reaction also happened. You feel bad, choked and all those things, blood pressure going low. So those things could never deter me from experimenting various things. So that was the time that she said I wanted to say come here, was when suddenly 3 days she was there with the daughter for her delivery. So I was only drinking, not eating anything. And suddenly when they came, I was not feeling well. She took me to the heart specialist. So he found everything right, but I said, I am not feeling very comfortable. So he said, for your satisfaction, we'll take all the blood tests. So then he found that my sugar went alarmingly low. It was around 48. So he said, this is very dangerous. If you keep on drinking, your reserve sugar is absorbed in digesting the alcohol part and you will die. So that is the thing. Then I told her that we must go to the
So this
good
was
rehab.
the point where you realized
That I require, there's something wrong with my drinking.
when the physical symptoms were getting too much.
But then also I never thought I'll have to leave for the life. I said I'll get treated, say maybe liver is not behaving.
Okay.
So they will treat the liver and after that I can start drinking again.
So this was the main reason behind getting the treatment. Somewhere down the line we were thinking that we could drink again.
Yeah,
It was just to make the body a bit better to consume the alcohol. So after this point of time when you came to Bhatia hospital, you took your detox and then you were admitted to the Hermitage. How was it?
See, I was not, now I can realize that time also I was not into recovery or anything. I was just doing for about month and a half in Hermitage. I was only thinking that I am doing it for my family. They wanted it and I have got my detox done. I am fit to go out and consume. This time I will be careful. I don't drink during daytime, all those things. And it is only after about couple of months. Last month I was serious about my recovery program, and then I started taking it seriously and enjoying my recovery.
So while he was at the Hermitage, ma'am, I am assuming that you must be going through your meetings, and there was time when he was in the rehab, you were alone at the home. You didn't have to worry, was he drinking somewhere? But there must be some ongoing thoughts in your mind going on. What must be he doing? Is he okay? We sent him to a rehab. Were there any doubts about this?
To be very frank, Radha, none at all.
Okay.
None at all, because I knew that we had come to the right place. We were already briefed about the detox and the rehab.
Okay.
So I thought that let's go in for 1 month, one time, and then later on, as the doctor says, or as the funds, I never knew I could support him financially for those 3 months. But then we have to find out ways and means to support your near and dear ones to undergo the proper treatment. So 1 month I thought I could manage very well financially. Then I'll see what will happen. I'll just wait and let the time come. Then only I will see financially how it can be sorted out. So I had come with an open mind and no two doubts about it. And I felt that Hermitage is the safest place on this earth for him to be in. It's like a heaven. And of course, the meetings are just not only for the patient, but the meetings are a healing factor for the patient's family as well. A lot of healing for me has been done by attending all those meetings in the hospital as well as in the Hermitage. I used to make sure whenever my counselors would call me that today is the meeting time, you can come and meet him. And that particular day I would ensure that I would be there for the first morning meeting, because I felt it gives me a lot of energy, positive vibes, and so much of learning to cope up with my own life and amend things wherever we have had done wrongs. So that was a learning point for me too.
There's this thing that we all talk about, that when the patient is going through addiction, the family is under shadow illness. They use enabling, provoking, they have their own character defects. So did you ever realize that you were also going through such, problems or issues, and you were somewhere down the line affecting your own mental health?
Yes, because you are always trying to cover up.
Hmm.
Because there's a stigma attached to alcoholism or to addiction. The word addiction in itself is a stigmatic word in our society, especially in India. Because people never take it as it's a disease. They feel that it's a bad habit. We do not know from where these people have got that habit. And the word drunkard, sharabi, when you are using those words, naturally, I would never like that word to be associated with my husband's name.
Yeah, definitely.
That acceptance is not there still. Abhi to hai. Now it is there, because now we accept that fact that it was a disease and it is a disease and you require treatment and you require medical help for it and you can recover from it. You can be disease free for a longer period of time if you keep giving in the inputs. And the right way of handling things. So yes, that is there, but initially yes, I used to feel very awkward, embarrassed. I attended many of the family functions by myself, covering up for him that he is not well, he's having fever or he's having stomach ache, he's having diarrhea, so he's at home, he's resting. So that was a cover up for him. Yes, that was the shame part, because I could not face my family, my relatives in that state, that where they could, I never wanted somebody to point a finger at my husband, like he's in this kind of state. So yes, I did try to
It
cover
seems a little, overwhelming to me that the patient is running after alcohol, they're lying for alcohol, and somewhere the families are lying for the patient. And deep down, actually the families are also lying for the alcohol or the substance. It is very overwhelming. So sir, you said that for 1.5 months you were just there for the sake of your family, but later on you started realizing that no, I am a diseased man, and you started enjoying the sobriety and recovery part. How do you think Hermitage helped you in that?
See, today, if I have been able to spend my 8 years into recovery and sincere recovery, I give the onus totally 100% to my 1.5 months sincere training. This Hermitage training is a must. Only detox cannot help. The complete program has to be gone through. Otherwise, you will be into this circle of abstinence and this thing. What Hermitage taught me to deal with day-to-day living, because at that stage when you are into recovery, the substance you abused does not matter. It is why you started abusing. They taught me that why I started abusing the substance and why I became dependent on that. They helped me in identifying those problems, and I'm still working on those problems and continuing with my.
So there's this thing that 2023 is going on, 8 years of recovery. By my calculations, you must have joined Hermitage by 2015.
Yes.
Since 2015, you've been regularly, consistently, I would say religiously coming to visit here. How do you think how important is that to actually complete the program, to come for follow-ups, and after maintaining 8 years of recovery, you're still here, still visiting? Why is that? Why?
See, recovery is a journey. It's not a destination.
Correct.
It's a journey, and for that I require help at all stages. So I have to keep realizing that what I had gone through and why I am into recovery, and to continue that follow up is the most important thing. When I share with these boys who are here, so I see my past, where I was, and how difficult it was for me to get out of it. The follow-ups mainly help me in identifying and telling me that I should not be going back to that stage again, and otherwise I'll have to go through all that again.
So here, I mean, this is like when the patient is, a little misguided, or if he's feeling that, I can manage on my own, that I am in recovery from past so many years. Mrs. Pradeep, what do you think was your role in it, in making this possible, in making him stay in the program? You earlier said that you were a little annoyed at first, it was like it was getting on your nerves that you have to drive from Ludhiana to Amritsar, and now you are religiously driving, getting him here, you get cakes for all of us. What has been your role, and how did the Hermitage program help you and taught you that you have to be strong to help him to be in recovery?
To be very frank, earlier I never knew that it was a disease. First part. Then acceptance that it's a disease. Then whatever has been taught over here, the complete surrender. If you really want your patient to recover, then following the guidelines, shared by all the previous addicts, the follow-up program which was already going on, to be connected and to be connected with the past, to be present and then move into the future. So that paves the way when you are connected only. Because if there's a short circuiting somewhere, if you break the circuit, then the flow will stop. One positive energy which is coming from that feedback, the sharing, that will stop and we will be left stranded. Where are we then? How can I look for help if I am not connected? And at every stage in my life I will require help. That is the first and foremost thing that was like I came to know. And maybe with age and experience, Radha, it registered with me when I attended all those meetings religiously. That if we get cut away now there's no return back then. How will we come out of it? Because the relapse makes you go deeper into it, and the process which starts again is more painful and it takes more of time and energy for both the parties, the patient as well as the family. It's more trying. So, and at this point of my life, where my sole aim was to make him live a healthier life. That was always my dream, that I want my husband back to me as he was previously, loving, thoughtful, caring, which in that addicted journey was somehow forgotten, overtaken by alcohol. So we were not his first love at that time. It was just the alcohol which was the first love. So now I felt it was the time for me to step in and be strong enough to hold his hand and let's sail through this part of this journey, which is just, I do not know how far we have to go together. So what are the remaining part of our lives, I really wanted to spend in a better way, more loving, share experiences of joy and happiness together. That is more important, because at this point of life you really are looking for your spouse. All our life we have just worked. there are no regrets as such. Even when I look back in the past, maybe those 15 years of addiction also led us to learn something more about each other, which we could have never done so previously. You know, all happiness, all glory does not lead us anywhere. Till the time you don't share the pain, the hardships, the struggle. So that is equally important.
So, despite going through this, you are maintaining your recovery for 8 years, and despite your age, you are honing your skills. I came to know that you are pursuing your degrees. You are still on the verge that you are trying to educate yourselves about psychology, about addiction. You're finding courses, you're going through classes, getting diplomas. How do you do that? How does that happen? Tell us.
Initially, we were busy in follow-ups. Every fortnight, we made it a point to come to Hermitage and do our sharings. But unluckily, during COVID period, it was not possible.
Yes.
So I tried to find out how to fill that gap, which was created by this COVID. So I was going through the education, universities, and I found this particularly postgraduate diploma in counseling for substance abuse patients.
Okay.
So first I ignored it, that it must be for psychology students. I didn't have psychology in BA. So then I spoke to the head of the department. She asked me, what are your qualifications? I said, I don't have even 50% marks in my graduation. She said, that is not a requirement. I said, my only qualification is I am addict into recovery.
Okay.
She said, that is the best qualification for this course. So even if we have to bend some rules, the registrar has said that we will give you admission.
Okay.
So the last date had already crossed. So they found some clause that due to COVID, the final date is extended with the late fees.
Okay.
So I paid about 15,000 late fees, and I did that program. I did it very seriously. Even for my regular study, I didn't study that much, and I'm proud that I passed out with 74% marks.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good.
My project report, which was on Punjab drug problem. So it was shortlisted for publication by the university, and it has gone up to the CM's office for implementation into Punjab.
And that's a very big achievement. So I really think that's a very big achievement. And ma'am, have you been doing some courses as well?
Yeah, I did my advanced diploma in guidance and counseling.
Okay.
Since I was always interested in psychology as a B.Ed student, when we had education psychology as one of the subjects, and that particular subject interested me, though even I did not have it at the graduation level.
Somewhere down the line, addiction not only brought you both closer, it gave you experiences for the life, made you become a student again, I would say. You got your degrees, and let's see, there's what is more left for you, because despite going through all the struggles and hardships in life, I think you both have come out more stronger, more powerful. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for giving such beautiful insights, and I really hope that this is going to help our viewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita. Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I am really eternally grateful to Dr. Bhatia for all the support, for all the love, and I have no two doubts about saying this and sharing it with all the viewers all over, that we have a wonderful team over here in Dr. Bhatia's hospital as well as at the Hermitage. We have such a pleasant staff. I have never found anywhere else than this place. It's a heaven on earth.
Thank
These are
you.
my words for the
No,
Hermitage.
this means a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you.